Last week we have discussed till the stomach, parts of the stomach, what are the secretions from the stomach, glands inside the stomach, those things we have discussed. So today we are going to discuss about mainly two parts with the digestion, along with what the process of digestion, what that is, small intestine, large intestine, then the complete digestion that is taking place in our body. So it is a very easy topic and very simple also. So first of all, the food has reached the stomach, and the next part that is coming is small intestine. And the small intestine, if you see this diagram, we can see that three parts are there, that is duodenum, jejunum and ileum, and all these three parts are given in different colors, in which duodenum is the part comes first, and that is somewhere, duodenum is somewhere around 20 centimeters, 20 to 25 centimeters in length, and it is in a C shape. That is the beginning of small intestine. And this duodenum area only the pancreatic juice and bile also will be secreted, that we will discuss after that. And the next part that is coming is jejunum. Jejunum is somewhere 2.5 meter long, and it is also having good surface area, and this is the area where the maximum absorption takes place. And next is the ileum. Ileum is about 3 meters in length, and it absorbs maximum B12, and this 3 meter is in humans, that is living humans. When the humans die, the ileum started to elongate, that means the muscles will get loosened, so the size, the length will also increase. So these are the main things that comes in small intestine. So the other things we will see along with the digestion. And one more thing, the food, that is a bolus, that is a mix of saliva and other things, have passed through the esophagus and is reached the stomach, and inside the stomach it has mixed with some enzymes that we had discussed in the last class. After that, whatever the product is coming, that we'll call it as chyme, and this chyme is acidic in nature because it is mixed with HCl. So when they are passing through this duodenum, jejunum, ileum, what will happen, these acids can destroy the walls of the small intestine. In order to prevent that small intestine walls, there is one special gland is there, which is called as the Berners gland. They secretes the mucus along with the Paneth cells. They secretes the mucus, and these areas are also occupied with the lubricant gland. Lubricant gland, very specially, they secrete some digestive enzyme. The Berners gland, they secretes the mucus, and these mucus will protect the small intestine from the action of acid. So that also you have to clear. And from the duodenum also, not exactly from the duodenum, from little bit after the starting of the duodenum, the microvilli started to arise. These microvilli are responsible for the absorption of the food, and it will give much space for the food to digest. And I have said that there are secretions that is coming from liver and from the pancreas. So we have to study a little bit about this liver, its position, what are they secreting, those things of both. So first we will see about the liver. So liver is the largest organ, we all know that, and liver secretes maximum work of the liver of in our body. The liver is doing, and liver's main function is detoxification. That means throw away the toxins from the food and other things. Apart from that, liver can synthesize some vitamins. It can store glycogen, which is the product that comes from glucose, and glucose, if it is used for extra glucose is there, that glucose will be converted in glycogen and it will be stored inside the liver. And this liver also produces Liver also produces something known as the bile juice, which will be stored inside the bile duct or bile glands. Then it is secreted to the digestive, used in for the purpose of digestion. And if you see the liver is the largest organ, and this liver is having two parts, that is right lobe and left lobe. You can see there, right lobe and left lobe. These right lobe and left lobe is separated by a ligament known as the falciform ligaments, and below down to that a green color structure that is called as the gallbladder, where the bile juices will be stored for the purpose of digestion. And this bile is a byproduct of hemoglobin. That means whenever the hemoglobins die in the spleen, when its lifespan is over, that is 120 days lifespan is over, some part of this hemoglobin will be given to the liver, pass through the liver, that mix with some chemicals, and it is become a bile, which will be helpful for the digestion of fats and lipids. This is the major secretion that the liver will do. Another one that is coming, and each and every part of the liver is made up of a lobule, and this lobule is covered with a sheath known as the Gleason's capsules. And these liver are having lot of connections. For example, from the stomach itself, from the small intestine itself, there is a path that before the food reaches to the blood, it will go to the liver for detoxification. We'll call it as the portal veins. They carry the digested absorbed food material from the small intestine to the liver, and this liver will open. That means the bile duct, this bile duct and the pancreatic duct will open to the duodenum through a common pathway known as hepatopancreatic duct, and which is guarded by a muscle known as sphincter of Oddi, the remembrance of the person who first reported this. Next one that is coming as pancreas. Pancreas is considered as, not considered, it is both endocrine and exocrine gland, and it is found behind the stomach near to the spleen, and it is somewhere around 12 to 15 centimeter. I have copied this from net. Then this, if you see this pancreas anatomically, pancreas are divided into three parts, that is head, neck, body and tail. Especially this head part and the body part, they are the main area from where the secretions for the digestions come, because pancreas is secreting maximum all the enzymes that is required for the digestion. And this pancreas also secretes insulin, which also play an important role in reducing the blood sugar inside the body. And this liver pancreatic cells are divided into, contains three cells: alpha cells, beta cells and delta cells. These alpha cells will secreting glucagon. Glucagon is an hormone which have the capacity to convert glycogen into a useful product, that is glucose 6-phosphate. And when the glucagon will be released from the pancreas, it will go and give the signal to the liver. Inside the liver, the glycogen will be converted into glucose 6-phosphate. We will study that. Next one comes the beta cells, which is responsible for secreting insulin, and very specifically the islets of Langerhans, they are responsible for the secretion of insulin. Then endochromophine cells are scattered all over the islets, they also secrete the hormones. And next comes the large intestine. The large intestine is very wider but smaller than the small intestine, and it is the last part of the alimentary canal. Almost we are reaching to the end of the alimentary canal, And large intestine is the area where the bacteria, that is Escherichia coli, is present. And the function of this bacteria is it helps in absorption of water. Along with that, it will helps in the synthesis of vitamin B and as well as vitamin K. And almost it will take somewhere around 24 to 30 hours, and whatever the byproducts that is coming after that will be expelled out as a fecal matters. And another one more thing is that if the total digestion has to take place, it will take around 72 hours. It depends upon the food, it depends upon the organism, it depends upon the physiology, digestion physiology. And this large intestine is divided into mainly 4 parts. One is the ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon, and the last one is the rectum. And if you see here, the small intestine will end near to the cecum, that is ileum will be end near to the cecum. And in the cecum we are having an organ which is known as appendix, which is not functioning in our body. Now they are saying that there is no any function. And then we have the tinea coli. That particular area is the area where the Escherichia coli are present. Then we have the transverse colon, which goes up. Then there will be having a descending colon, which ends up in rectum, where the fecal matters will be stored, and through the anus it will be expelled out. These are the main parts that is coming inside the large intestine. And the large intestine is the area where the maximum absorption, if there is anything that is missed to absorb, or if anything that is not digested properly, everything will be done inside this large intestine and the waste will be expelled out. That is why, depending upon the organism, the digestion takes place somewhere around 72 hours. The maximum is 72 hours, the least is somewhere around 40 hours something. So these are the main things that takes place. Next we are moving to the digestion. So we know that we will take food, in the complete food, in the form of vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, fats, lipids, those things, and this has to be cut into smaller pieces. And this is a tabular column. What is going to take place? That means inside the mouth, chewing takes place, movement is chewing, digestive juice is saliva, and the food that is broken down is starch. And in esophagus there is no digestive juice, there is no broken out. And in the stomach acids are there, proteins will start to digest. And in small intestine, movement is peristalsis, digestive juices secretes, where the maximum digestion takes place. And a pancreatic juice is there, which is responsible for digesting carbohydrates, fats, and liver secretes bile. The food that broken is fat. And large intestine peristalsis, bacteria acts on the remaining food, and it will absorb water and synthesize vitamin B and vitamin K, B12 and K. And next comes the mechanism of digestion. What are the enzymes that is present in each and every area, and what is its function? First, if you see this oral cavity, inside the oral cavity we have saliva. Saliva is of amylase and lysosome. So amylase will convert carbohydrate into maltose, malt sugars. Then that mixed bolus will be swallowed in through the process of peristalsis. It will move through esophagus and it will reach to the stomach. When it is reaching to the stomach, there we have the mucus neck cells which secretes mucus, peptic cells which will secrete pepsinogen, parietal cells or oxygenic cell which will secrete HCl, and the all the bolus will get mixed inside that, and that semi-digested food we will call it as chyme. And if you see here, HCl, it provides an acidic pH. Inside this acidic pH, the pepsinogen is converted into pepsin by HCl. If HCl is not there, pepsinogen will not be converted into pepsin. By the secretion of pepsin, the protein digestion starts. And we have prorenin will convert into renin, which acts on the milk in the young ages. And next we have casein to the adult, which will be converted by the renin. That means is converted to peptides by the renin. And then the balance food, which is called as the chyme, will pass through the small intestine. The small intestine is having three parts: duodenum, jejunum and ileum. Further, that peristalsis movement, churning and the peristalsis movement takes place. Pancreas and liver is there to secrete the maximum enzyme. The secretions from the pancreatic juice break down the carbohydrates and proteins. Then bile will start to act upon the fat and emulsification. That means fats will be converted into small globules, and assimilated food will be absorbed. And in large intestine, significantly less digestive activity. Bacteria acts on the leftover and maximum absorption will be takes place, and the undigested food will be ejected out as fecus. And if you see here, gastric juice, pepsinogen, we have discussed about this. And if you see about the pancreatic juices, there are many. Pancreatic amylase is there, which converts starch into maltose. Pancreatic endokinase is there, which can convert trypsinogen into trypsin, and trypsin converts chymotrypsinogen into trypsin, and this chymotrypsin will convert peptones into dipeptides. Trypsin converts carboxylpeptidase into carboxypeptidase, and carboxypeptidase will converts protease into dipeptides, and trypsin converts proelastase into elastase. I think this is not given in your book. And pancreatic nucleases are there, which will act upon the nucleic acids. So these are the main digestion that is taking place, and I have given here the chart also in a tabular format, and the same thing you are having inside your textbook also. Both you have to study. And in the next class we will see about the absorption of the food and what will happen to the absorbed food. Thank you, and if you have any doubts, please comment below. Thank you.